I've spent the past 7 years traveling the world perfecting my craft. You see, I'm something of a magician, inventor, and chocolate maker. So quiet up and listen down. Nope, scratch that, reverse it.
I've got to ask about that photo though that's been going round of you with the Paddington doll, I want to call it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what was going on there?
That's with Hideo Kojima, who's like
But of course.
the master of video games in Japan, and he's an enormous Paddington fan. He not only, that picture's with the Paddington bear, but he also, he had a Paddington briefcase that goes with the bear that he got Paul to sign finally. But yeah, that just shows how Paddington has this like crazy,
Fan base.
Yeah.
Like he appeals to so many people, and I think so much of Paul is in that character.
Paul is Paddington. It's so true. He's just wonderfully joyful and optimistic and childlike, and I mean that in the most complimentary way, you know, just a delight. And it's rare with these, I hate to speak in like film critic terms, whatever, but it's rare with these masterful directors to have that quality both as a person but also in your films. Because otherwise people feel like films with these kind of themes of never letting your dreams die or community and love, they feel like sometimes it's like Hollywood's trying to sell them something, you know? And I don't want to be overconfident, but this really is not that, and that's thanks to Paul.
Every good thing in this world started with a dream. So you hold on to yours.
Here we go, Mama.
The real, genuine joy that he wants to give other people, it's palpable.
Yeah.
I could wax lyrical about him, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Paddington moment from the films though?
My favorite Paddington moment, perhaps it's in the second one. It doesn't have to do with Paddington Bear, but when Hugh Grant's in his sort of like acting like workshop.
I have followed this lady through the whole of London and collected every one of her clever little clues. Aye, but what do they mean? It's just a jumble of letters, ain't it? Au contraire, mon ami. They are not letters at all. They are musical notes.
I'm a big sucker for like, you know, movies and TV shows that make fun of actors. Like even in Arrested Development, there's what's the character name? Tobias, who like, who goes on the fire sale audition.
Am I panicked about the fire, or am I being brave for everyone else?
The fire. It's a fire sale.
If you've ever seen that scene.
I'm on fire!
Oh my God! We're having a fire sale! Oh, the burning!
Yeah, and then they go, do you want to do it again? It's more like a fire sale, and he goes, nope. And then he walks out the room and he...
Would you like to try that a little simpler, maybe?
No.
I love that.
Oh, completely, it's my favorite thing. I absolutely love it. What gave you though the biggest, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, acting challenge fear? The singing or the dancing?
Both.
I say this to the guy who has smashed a Troye Sivan impression.
Ah, thank you.
It's me, Troye Sivan. Let's go.
Thank you. I couldn't get the Australian accent together in time. That was like insecurity on my part, but yeah, anyway.
You know the film Dream Scenario? I now want you.
Yeah. The Nick Cage movie that just came out.
And it appears in people's dreams?
My sister told me to watch that.
Paul, you've been on my mind recently. Yeah? Because you keep popping up in my dreams. You don't do anything, you're just there.
I want the sleep demon of you.
As Troye Sivan.
Anyway.
So not Troye Sivan as a sleep demon, but me as Troye Sivan as a sleep demon. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Singing, dancing, and you have to do it with CGI and special effects.
Yeah.
The chocolate is flying, you're flying, you're holding onto balloons.
Yeah.
You're spinning people around. Umbrellas.
Yes, lots of umbrellas.
Is there a particular dance move that you look back on and go, how did I get away with
That's a good question. I mean, it's so slight as to be imperceptible, so
I love it.
I'm wary to like, but just going down the stairs in the opening number and there was that homage to Gene Wilder. I don't know if anybody picked up on it, but he goes down the stairs, he pops back up. Did you pick up on it? Yeah, okay. That's way harder than it looks, you know, and
the full
yeah
cane drop he does at the beginning of the film.
Insane.
When you think about the physical mechanics of
that. Maybe I shouldn't even say this because it'll feel like we failed, but failure is important. But we tried in the sort of opening chocolate store sequence where Slugworth, Prodnose, and Fickelgruber introduced the evil chocolatiers.
Let's try one of these so-called hover chocks.
We tried a bit to get that roll in.
Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you all.
My name is Willy Wonka.
And it required like, we put a magnet on the bottom of the cane and then a magnet on the floor, because he leaves it in place. And then the roll itself was nearly like impossible to accomplish, but actually getting the cane to stay. So we figured on the original, they must have built, you know, a tiny hole in the ground or something for them, for Gene Wilder to, but I don't know.
I want to believe he just could do it.
Yeah, I agree. And the answer is he probably could.
He probably could.
Yeah.
He probably could.
Yes, good. In with it.
You shot a lot of this movie though in the UK.
Uh-huh.
And we love to see it. You can recognise Bath here and there.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Do you have a particular British turn of phrase that you love or that you've been surprised by and you had to ask somebody, what
does that mean? What's going on? I mean, Tickety-boo. That's pretty... I haven't been able to sneak that into my American vocabulary. That'd be good. And what does Tickety-boo mean? It just kind of means like...
Tickety-boo means everything's, I was about to say everything's hunky-dory. Like,
yeah.
Everything's tip-top.
Hunky-dory. That's more my American worldview right there, yeah.
I'm helping.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm the translator. And are you willing to admit right now, and this is my Pulitzer possibly winning prize question, are you willing to admit that British chocolate is better than American chocolate?
Yeah, I mean...
It's controversial.
It's British chocolate is more fanciful, it's richer, it's better put together.
You know, prepare, I like this.
Yeah, American chocolates are full of trans fat. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding, no. American chocolate's delicious too though. I love Raisinets.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's all a sugar rush.
That's the Wonka way.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
You get to work with Olivia Colman in this movie.
Read the small print.
Thank you, Lou, that'll do.
And the trouble with working with her is that she's so wonderful that you just stop acting and start staring.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
What'd you say?
Who's that in?
The girl.
What girl?
Was she the person that made you crack and corpse the most?
The person that made me corpse the most, oh, that's a good question too, was
Got
maybe...
Keegan going on.
It probably was Keegan.
Not sell chocolate in this town! You're gonna get more than a bonk on the head.
Keegan's like, sort of like you think like you're a pretty good singer and then you hear like actual singers, or you think you're a pretty good actor and you see an amazing actor. And then like, you could think like, your friends are pretty funny, and then you're around like an athletic comedy god.
I love a bonk on the head.
What is with me today?
He's not coming up with a good joke. He's just on fire all the time.
He's impersonating.
Yeah.
He's probably going to do the cane trick in his back garden.
Yeah,
He's just...
Exactly, he's just a beast. But I will say Olivia helped me tremendously, because one of my scenes early on was with her, and at first this tone, I just hadn't acted in a movie that was so light, and I was just kind of having to coach myself to, something I was proud of early on in my career, I was just talking about it before, is like, I never wanted to feel like I was thrilled to be in a movie, no matter how thrilled I was to be in Interstellar or something, because I always feel a little prejudicial or something when I'm watching a movie and you sense the excitement of someone to be in it.
Yeah.
Trouble safe,
You look after our place for me, all right? All right?
And this was the opposite, where I was like, this man would be excitable.
That girl, it sounded like read the small print, and there does seem to be a lot of it. Oh.
And then when I was acting with Olivia, who's somebody I respect, tremendously, whose body work speaks for itself, and I saw how much she was letting go.
Yeah, you don't want to listen to Noodle, Mr. Wonka. She's damaged. She was dropped down the laundry chute as a bab.
Then I felt like I could match that, and it was, it was hugely insightful for me.
Well, that all seems to be in order.
Billy?
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Ah, then welcome to Scrubbits.
What about getting into the costume for the first time? Because it is so iconic. You've got the hat, you've got the cane, you've mentioned already. You've got a jacket not dissimilar to this.
Yeah.
What was it like putting it on for the first time? Because I love that the costume designer for this movie is best known previously for her work on The Dark Knight.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a big conversation we had, was exactly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
One of my favorite things with the Heath Ledger Joker costume was how beat up it was.
We are tonight's entertainment.
That was the only thought I had for it, because Lindy Hemming, the costume designer, she's a legend. I wouldn't pretend to, whatever, try to affect her work. But the one thing, because he's a young, ambitious chocolatier, but isn't the Willy Wonka that we know that's made it, that's dressed to the nines, both in the Gene Wilder and the Tim Burton Johnny version.
Now, do be careful, my dear children. Don't lose your heads.
Is that it felt like he was off the boat, like he's battered and bruised and his clothes are tattered, and she crushed it. There was no detail on that suit that wasn't, it's falling apart, it's singed at the edges, the lining. The coat lining's incredible.
And there must have been like a dozen of the suits and a dozen of the hats.
There were 5, I think. There were 5. Yeah, there were 5. There was a stunt one that was, for all the car crashes and explosions. No, I'm kidding. But there was a stunt one that was
that great scene when you backflip out of a burning building.
Backflip out.
Yeah,
and
it's incredible.
Vin Diesel makes his cameo.
Slow-mo.
Yeah, slamming his guns going off. But she's extraordinary, and that that's my favorite film and performance.
Did you get to keep a hat or a cane? And if you did get to keep any of the wonkiness, is it going to get framed? What do you do with it?
I did, but I'm like, hush about it. I don't think I was supposed to. I don't know if they've noticed yet.
The good news is that there's no cameras running.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't go online or anything.
So you should be okay. You get to do a few incredible things that for me as a film fan, you as an actor, I can imagine you were delighted to be able to do, because it takes cinema to have these sort of moments, including hopping off a truck and then swinging around a lamppost.
Yes.
Were those little moments in your life where you go, I have the best job in the world?
Yes. Definitely, I guess on Dune, there were moments where the film was so enormous that it's, humbling's too general a word. I don't know, it's like beyond humbling. It's just, as you just said, you feel like, I got the coolest job in the world, and also there's a physical element of risk here that how hilarious it would be to break a bone doing something like this,
I would love to go home and someone says, how was your day? I broke my ankle swinging around a lamppost.
I broke my ankle swinging around a lamppost, yeah. And even this feeling like you can't speak up about your shoulder giving out because how lucky one is to be working on it. But this movie, more than anything I worked on, I think I had those moments. Dune, the locations, to be in Abu Dhabi and in Jordan on these cliffs, the heat and the costumes and the Denis, and just wow, we're working on this great. But this, as far as the sets and
this is easily our most physically challenging role.
Absolutely. And it's something I thought about. This Wonka character is the driving force of the movie, and because he's without agency, everything's on the up. Yes. So it was. Yeah. I agree.
You had to bring it. I have to finish it this way. Good day, sir.
Good day, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to keep up to date. You can listen to my Radio 1 movies and TV podcast, Screen Time, on BBC Sounds. And you can find these interviews in full on BBC iPlayer by searching Movies with Ali Plumb.